The following dramatic recreation based on journals recovered from a private estate in New Hampshire, 1904. The author's identity remains unknown. The wrong year. April 17, 1904. I resolved to begin a formal account of my inquiries concerning the estate of my late friend James Knuckleberry. Not because I yet know what I am seeking, I do not, but because the details, once neglected, have a way of rearranging themselves in memory, and I fear precision may soon become important. James has been gone some weeks now. I knew him many years. He was practical, orderly, plain in speech, not a man given to theatrics, hidden meanings, or idle amusements, which makes the present matter difficult to explain. Since taking charge of his effects, I have found peculiar things: folded slips of paper tucked behind books, words marked in old newspapers, names written in margins, dates repeated where no date seems necessary. At first, I thought them the remnants of a tired mind, but the longer I searched, the less accidental they appear. They were not scattered, they were placed. And at the center of all these findings is a calendar, an old calendar, not of this year. That alone would hardly matter, except that James kept it hanging in his study as though it were still in use, displayed plainly, almost deliberately. James did not keep useless things, yet this calendar remained. Upon closer inspection, I found markings throughout it. A small symbol, faint notations, dates connected across months, letters where numbers should be, numbers where no number belonged. And hidden among those marks were ciphers. Not puzzles for amusement, but for concealment. This is the distinction that troubles me. James did not enjoy puzzles. He did not hide riddles for sport. So if he wrote in cipher, he did so because he wished something preserved, but not plainly seen. I have spoken with others who knew him, neighbors, associates, men who had shared tables and roads with him. None remembered any fondness for coded writing. Yet one conversation has remained with me. A former acquaintance of James told me that in the last years of his life, James had grown troubled by certain local matters. Not business, not politics, not money, a family, the Marx family, and more specifically a child, Elizabeth Marx. Her father, I am told, affectionately called her the Creek. A strange name for a daughter, yet those who heard it say he spoke it warmly. James wrote of her often in his ciphers, never directly, never fully, but always with care, with hesitation, as though each word carried more weight than it ought. One notation reads, "The child behaves as though the world itself speaks plainly." Another reads, "Nothing in her manner suggested surprise." And another, "I know what I witnessed, yet I cannot fit it into sensible thought." Nowhere does James describe what he saw. That omission has become unbearable. He mentioned the woods, the Marx homestead, a quiet place beyond the ordinary paths. He marked certain Sundays, certain hours, times when the father might be absent. The calendar, I now believe, is not merely a record, it's a direction. It leads dates to places, places to names, names to questions, and always, again and again, back to the Marx farm. I don't believe James feared the child. That would be too simple. His notes contain no accusations, no warnings of violence, no demand that she be stopped, Tomorrow is Sunday, 20 years after a mysterious. Mr. Mark will likely be away for worship. The homestead may be quiet. I have decided to go, not to accuse, not to interfere, only to observe. Perhaps James saw nothing. Perhaps grief has made me foolish. Perhaps I'm chasing the private confusion of a dead man through an old calendar hanging in the wrong year. But James was not foolish, and he was not afraid without cause. And if he hid these messages, he meant someone to find him. And if the trail leads to the Mark homestead, then I must follow it. End entry.